Yo, Sunday talk shit day. After a week hiatus, let me drop one of clues bombs for this. Yeah, it's one of these. I was gone for a week. What is everyone saying? Yo, did you leave?
Did you tag everyone in the group?
I haven't tagged everyone yet. Missy's taking forever to fucking join. His eyes late.
Tag info.
Profane's doing homework. I did tag everyone in it just to see what's going on. But yeah, we aren't gossiping today. We aren't gossiping today. I promise. We aren't gossiping today. We're just talking some shit. Why do you keep leaving to come back?
My bad, I didn't leave on purpose, you fucking ass. Obviously, my finger hit the thing and it just accidentally left because it's right on the bottom right hand corner.
About to call some names. Where the fuck is Profane, man? We're at 3 people. But anyways, I hope everyone
Where's
had a good
Missy?
weekend. All that
She's
other
late
good.
again.
What?
Where's Missy? She late for work again?
I don't fucking know, man. But she's not. I don't. But anyways, we're up to. We only got 2 people this week. I guess nobody wants to call names. I think everyone's afraid.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get Sandy up on here. Sandy's supposed to get on here.
So is Tash. I don't know what the hell their problem is.
You know what? I want Tash on the episode. I
They
want
bitch out every week and leave me here by myself.
I want Tash on an episode. You know what? You know what? We will call my own name, Fresh Seas. We'll call it on Friday. Yo, bro. So
Oh
I
God.
I don't even know. I don't even remember. Listen, I am a drunk bastard, guy. Like, look, I don't know what happened. I sat down for 2 seconds, closed my eyes, and someone came up to me and was like, "Yo, wake up!" I was gone, man.
Fresh
I
commented that you and him were mid conversation and you just bounced, and the next time he looked around, you were
remember that.
trash.
I remember me and Freshie sitting there. We were talking some shit, and I don't even know. I can't remember. I thought he went home. That's how. That's how gone I was. But when I woke up, I was like, fine. I was like sober. I was completely ready to go home.
You want to know what I want to know?
What?
How the fuck you're that lit that you fall asleep in a club, but you fall asleep sitting straight up, bro?
Because that's how you train yourself. You have to train yourself to
Like,
fall
how
asleep.
did you not fall onto the floor, yo?
You take those little power naps. You close your eyes and you sleep and you wake up and you're like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, you know
I'm
what it's called?
what?
It's called narcolepsy. You fucking weirdo.
No, but I can fall asleep anywhere. I'm one of them people that can
Yeah,
fall asleep anywhere. You know,
narcolepsy.
I don't need no blanket. I don't need no pillow. I don't need whatever. I'm the dude at the house party. You know, the dude in the house party that just falls asleep on the couch with he's still on and everything. And when he wake up, he's gone. That is me.
The
That is
dude
a
at
hundred.
the house party who wakes up with his eyebrows shaved off and a dick drawn on his face.
No, I'm talking about the guy in the party that falls asleep, wakes up, and is like, all right, cool, time to go home, and just
Well,
goes.
you're
You know,
lucky you never partied with me because if you ever did, you'd wake up with no eyebrows and a dick drawn on your face.
I don't party with weird white people. That's why I don't have to worry about that shit. Y'all be kept partying with them. My lawyer, bro. Like, I don't.
Bro, I haven't been to a house party since I was in high school. You know how many years ago that was?
You know what? Yo, Fresh Seas, come join the chat, man. Yo, come join the chat, B. Yo, Fresh Seas, no, but we were talking shit, but I thought Fresh Seas went home. I honestly
No,
thought
you
Fresh
went
Seas
to sleep.
happened. Huh?
You left Fresh Seas midway conversation and went for a fucking nap. That's what you did.
Yo, like he was talking to me, but I was tired. Like I wanted to sleep. But again, you that's a trained art. Not anyone can't just go in their bed like that and wake up
Patch
as a
said she should have known better because as soon as you walked in, you asked for Lima call.
I needed Lima call. I needed it. I needed it. Yo, shit, yo, I blacked out. Yo, listen, when I tell you I fell asleep for I felt like 2 seconds. I didn't know I had fallen asleep from like 1:45 to like 2:30 because people
Wow.
were going home.
Mm-mm.
You know, so I didn't even know that. That was them 2 second sleep.
Listen, listen, old man. You can't hang no more. When you start falling asleep at the club, that means it's time for you to stop going to the club, bro.
Always been time for me to fall asleep. I'm falling asleep. Where the
You're
fuck
getting
is
old now. You know, you're 40 now, so
I'm fucking 33. Like, yo, I'm like I need to fucking retire. Like it is crazy.
hmm
Like I'm fucking sitting there like I can't believe I fell asleep. Like I know Profane should have brought me water. Oh man. It wasn't even Profane that recorded. It was Brit. Shout out to Brit. Brit recorded me. Brit's like, you know, it was me. And then you know what's funny? I almost fell asleep last night.
Oh, interesting.
Yo, I was like, yo, I'm gonna close my eyes for 2 seconds, and I just saw this bright light, and I see Brit trying to be like
They're gonna get you every time now. Watch.
just trying to, but but it's crazy. Like, yo, but that should be the topic. Like, at what age do you think you should stop going out? Because clearly, I should not be going out.
Well, that depends, right? Because you have those 70-year-old Rasta men who are still bumping it. Like they're still having the time of their life when they're in a club. But it seems
Yeah,
like you can't hang. My thing was always like when my kids get old enough to hit the clubs that I'm going to, I'ma stop going there. And
like my friends got kids and stuff, and they're getting to that age, and I'm like, yo, once y'all start going to the club and stuff, I gotta find either a different club to go to or whatever, because I don't want to have to run people out of the fucking club. You know what I
yo,
mean?
I will kill people for my kids. And my stepdaughter's 25, my stepson is 22. And I even cussed my baby father because I'm like, how do you stand up in a club and have a beer with our son? Like, how do you do that, bro? Like,
I know once you hit a certain age, right? Once you hit a certain age, like you know, that's something that you look forward to. It's like, yo, you have a son and you're a father. Like you're
I
like, yo,
can't do it though. I can't drink with my kids, yo.
I'm gonna have a drink with my son. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's a big man now.
I
It's like
don't know.
no, it's like your older uncles. Your older uncles will say, "Yo, it's crazy how you know just the other day he was a little kid, and now look at him. He's drinking with
Yeah,
us."
I don't
You know what
know though. It's weird for me, maybe because I'm a mom, but like even at my little guy's 13th birthday, we had our family dinner out. Like, he picked his favorite restaurant, whatever. And my older kids are drinking liquor at the dinner, and I'm just looking at them like I can't fucking believe we're at this stage of life right now.
I know.
Where you're ordering drinks with dinner. Like I feel like I'm doing something wrong sitting here with you fuckers. Like my son
And
couldn't even eat because he's like his dad. He can't eat and drink. You know what I mean? So he drank and boxed up his food to go home. Like you guys are fucked.
it's like once you hit a certain age, it's like, yo, when do you like say like, okay, like enough's enough? Like, let me go find me a way, or let me go
When your
find.
body starts telling you you can't hang, like when you start falling asleep at the bar.
That's not anything too serious. That's just liquor and confusion. You have to know the difference.
Or when you have to go into the parking lot and take a nap to come back into the bar. Those
I've
are
never,
you,
I've
you know
never
you need to stop.
listen. I have never come up in my life where I felt like I had to I had to do that shit. I
Enough
never.
men do that, you know. Like they'll go out to Brantford or London or wherever, Kitchener, and they'll drink when they're there, but then midway through they'll go out, have a nap in the car, come in and drink water so that they can drive home.
Well, look, if you have, but the thing is like if you have a drive ahead of you, then that's kind of acceptable behavior. You
Yeah, of course.
know, but like, but but like, yeah, if you're just going up to Brantford, there should be no reason why you're going in the car to sleep for 45 minutes.
Yeah, if
You
you
know what I
got a drive ahead of you, you ain't trying to drink and drive on that highway.
mean? But you're not
You know
trying
how
to.
many people get no, but you know how many people get popped on that highway coming back from Brantford to Hamilton?
People get popped on that highway because they drive like fucking idiots.
Oh
That's
yeah, probably. I don't even touch the highway when I'm coming back from Brantford. I take that back road all the way straight into Ancaster.
yo, I take the back road all the way back to like Kitchener. When I say, yo, you see me drive through all these little side streets and everything, and
Mhm.
time you turn around, I'm ready back home because why? I'm not getting on no highway because I already got
Oh,
stopped by the police one time coming back from O'Brien.
yeah,
Pulled me
I
over
take that back road straight into Ancaster.
and gave me a long lecture, and I just told them, I was on my way to feed the starving children. They let me through.
Fuck off. You're a fucking idiot.
No, but you gotta tell them that, man. You gotta tell the police some foolishness. You can't just let them think that they can do whatever you want because you're black. You
How
know,
about you just don't drink and drive? How about
or
that?
how about you just don't drink and drive? But again, once you have 1, 2 beers and you're like, all right, cool, I'm good. It's never just 1 or 2 beers.
Well, it can be if you don't have a problem. If you
No,
can't just go somewhere and have 1, 2 beers or 1, 2 drinks and be done for the night, you have a
paying
problem with alcohol.
but you're not
Period.
paying attention. That's the problem. You're not paying attention. That's the worst thing about it is when you're sitting there and you're drinking and you're not paying attention. Because if you're not paying attention to yourself, like look at you. Now you've got 4 beers. Now you got
I
five.
don't know.
You
You know how
know?
much times I went to the bar and didn't drink liquor, period? I drank water because I was driving, because I was the DD.
Yeah.
I don't mind that shit because I don't have to drink to have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You
I
know?
always make sure I got a DD, or if the person who's driving us somewhere is starting to drink a little too much, I stop drinking and start drinking water because I ain't letting no drunk ass drive me home. I got kids. Mm-mm.
So yeah. But it's like, I don't know. I think everyone's working today because I haven't seen anybody to talk shit. But I know everyone's tired because I know everyone seemed tired yesterday. I
Mm-hmm.
I
Been a
remember
long weekend.
there was some shit I wanted to talk about. Um, I do know, like, yo, when we go out and stuff, like, yo, if you see the photographer like doing their job or doing their job, like, come on, like, don't be weirdo, don't be a weirdo about it, like, like, yeah, that was just so annoying. Yeah, that's some shit, but yeah, but just you know, one thing I did want to talk about tonight. was about just like with relationships and stuff. Why is it that some of y'all females feel like y'all have to like once you see a motherfucker happy, it's like yo, I gotta fuck this man's life up.
Yo, don't say y'all females. Don't say y'all females
Repeat that, y'all females. I'll say that
because
again.
we're not all like that. Just those crazy, narcissistic, no good, fucking unstable bitches are like that, okay? Because if I don't want you, I don't give a fuck who you're with. Could
No,
be
but
Queen Elizabeth. I don't care.
some women will literally see you there and be like, all right, cool. This man's happy. Let me go fuck his life.
Because they're unstable and they're narcissistic and they have no life. They have nothing better to do than try and destroy other people's happiness. That's not a woman thing. That's a fucking unstable freaking person with
Unstable.
mental health
But
issues.
I don't see men doing that though.
What?
I don't see men doing that kind
Are
of
you
behavior.
retarded? You want me to prove it to you?
I've never seen a man do them kind of behavior.
Yo, I will go right now on my Facebook and say newly in a relationship and show you for the next week my friggin' DMs, bro. You all have like FOMO, the fear of missing out. You don't want somebody until she's wifed up, and then you're like, hey, it's been a long time. How's life? What's going on? No, no, you guys are horrible. Like, not all men, but a lot of men are really horrible for that shit.
No, well, some of y'all will just do shit just to fuck up people's happiness. But I mean, y'all see a man happier, like, all right, cool. Let me fuck his life up real quick.
Not all of us.
Tell me I'm lying. Like
You
you,
need to talk to one of those toxic bitches because that ain't all of us, bro.
who is a toxic? Yo, what is toxicity though? Everyone in the comments, like, I want to know what is the most toxic behavior you've ever experienced from the opposite sex, and do not call names. I want to know. I want to know everyone's like life experience. Like, what is the most toxic thing? Like, I'll tell you some toxic things. I remember I had a girl find out my mom's number.
Mm-hmm.
Homegirl called my mom and said we were in a relationship together and how I wasn't treating her right and she doesn't know what to do and blah blah blah. And then my mom called me, gave me a lecture, said, "Yo, I raised you better than that." And I was like, "Mom, what are you talking about?" She's like, "Some girl called my phone saying that you're not treating her right and you're disrespecting her on the street and everything and blah blah blah." I said, "Mom, I'm single."
Unstable. Unstable. Only unstable females do that shit.
Only unstable females do that shit. But I wanted to know, like, I just wanted to know, like, I want to
It
hear,
is toxic. For sure, it's toxic.
I want to hear someone's toxic story. Like, I want to hear some toxic behavior. Like, what is the most toxic shit someone of the opposite sex has ever done to you, where you just had to be like, all right, okay, this is you're doing a
Oh,
bit
you want
much.
to hear toxic?
I want to hear toxic.
When I was breaking up with my ex, I was at work and my car was in like the underground parking of my work or whatever. He found his way in there, okay? And because he had spare keys to my car, pulled up my roof and pulled the connection off of like my battery or whatever, so that when I went to go leave my work, my car wouldn't start. So I had to call him for help because he's a mechanic.
Yeah, you said you weren't gonna talk to him ever again, so that man, that man had to assert that.
Fuck with my car, bro. Men do
Oh,
some weird toxic shit.
women are toxic as fuck.
Not all
Women,
women and not all men.
women will put bricks through your windows.
That's not
No,
even
I wouldn't put a
toxic. No,
brick
no,
through
no,
your
no, no, no. That's
window.
not a woman thing.
What
That's
do
a
you
man
mean
thing.
by
Like
that's not even toxic? The fuck
that's
you
not even
mean?
toxic. We do that. We do that stuff for like for funsies to other women. Like that's not that. That's not how toxic it gets.
Yo, you imagine?
Like,
I
fuck.
would I
Like,
would throw a
like,
brick through your window, but I would put sugar in your gas tank.
yeah, like
That's
that's
toxic.
toxic.
Well, could
That's
you
toxic.
imagine though?
Throwing a
You're
brick
just
through a window, that's deliberate. Like that's on purpose.
Could you imagine you're just minding your own business? You come outside getting ready to go to work, and bam, all your windows broken, your tires popped.
No, I'm gonna put sugar in your gas tank because there's gonna be no evidence that I was there, and that's gonna be a whole new fucking motor.
I just think what it is. I think it's like
But you
once
have
you
to
start,
piss me off to a certain extent where there's like no coming back. I don't care if I'm going to jail.
once women feel like embarrassed, like they don't like rational behavior just leaves the window.
Oh yeah, that's just women, right? That's just women who are irrational like that.
No,
Yeah,
men are too. Men don't like to be embarrassed on road either.
I've never seen
Bro,
them.
my ex, I broke up with him, and like,
Like what? Yo,
Well, I think we lost her.
no, we didn't lose her.
No,
Oh, she
it
muted
says she's
herself.
muted.
Yeah, she muted herself.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
everyone.
What's the topic though? I just came in.
The topic is we're just talking about toxic behaviors.
Oh.
We're talking about what's the most toxic thing you've ever done.
Oh.
Oh.
The most toxic thing.
Well, I'm trying to get the people in the chat to tell me their toxic behavior, but they've never done. They were all innocent.
Oh yeah, right. I think at one point in our lives, every single one of us has done something toxic because we're over emotional. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's those toxic people that have toxic behaviors 24/7. Those are the fucking ones you got to worry about because those are the ones that are unstable. I think we can all have our times of toxicity due to being over emotional about something, but those things, like, you have to really do me dirty for me to go out of my way to like deliberately ruin somebody, you know? And at that point, like, you deserve it. Sorry about your luck, bud, but if you're pushing me to that point, you deserve that shit. So take it, eat it.
Like I don't know. It really depends on how you feel about like just people and their behavior, right? It's just like, what do you say at that point? You know, like I've dealt with some pretty toxic behavior where like they broken your stuff, you know, deleted your 2K character, like whatever. There's toxic behavior upon toxic behavior, and you're just sitting there like whatever, um, you know, that kind of thing. That's what I wanted to know. And then we're gonna actually get into the topics that like we didn't get to get into um on that we had on Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like I try to stay away from the toxicity. Like I try and like just be like above it, but I'm not all the way above it. But I'm trying to think of something toxic I've done.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about too. Like what is considered toxic?
Well, I've been single a long time, right? So it's hard for me to remember sometimes because like when you have like fucking PTSD,
right?
You have bad memories.
That is so true.
All right. What about what about like when people engage in toxic behaviors and they like they're staying in the relationship for either dick or pussy?
Well, at that point, I think they're just addicted to the toxicity. Like maybe that it turns them on in a way, or that's what they're used to from their childhood, right? Like if they had a really chaotic, toxic childhood, or like they witnessed toxic relationships growing up, then for them, that's the norm. So it's not toxic in their world, it's normal to them, right? So they'll stay, or They're just toxic people and are addicted to that chaos and that toxicity. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like people just like I don't know. I think when you grow up in like I grew up in a very like toxic environment, and I think you either do one extreme or the other, right? You're either like super trying to stay away from drama, you get triggered by it, or you, like she said, think it's normal, so you just engage in it and you don't even realize that you're doing it. But I think the whole like staying for dick, staying for pussy, that's just an excuse people use. I don't think people actually, like
No, I
Isabel
think
said, like I think they're addicted to the toxicity or they don't know
yeah.
that it's a toxic environment, so they stay in it, but they
Yeah.
don't even understand why themselves. So it's easy to say, oh, his dick is good or her pussy's good.
Well, I think that excuse, like, oh, the dick's great, is just an excuse to avoid the embarrassment, because
Yeah.
all her friends or all his friends are being like, why are you with that guy? Why are you with that girl? Oh, the dick's good, the head's good, like whatever. I think it's just an excuse to get people off their back so that they can stay in that toxic relationship without feeling embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't care how good the dick is. If you're toxic and you're just destroying my peace out.
Yeah. I'm the same. Like I have to have like an emotional connection with someone to even like want to sleep with them and enjoy it. So if you're just
Yeah.
being toxic, I'm just gonna like have less sexual desire for you.
Yeah. Yeah. The connection's gone.
Yeah.
All right, makes
No,
sense.
not for me.
Well, seeing as I'm having shitty engagement in the comments, guess we have to turn the topic to sex now. I'm joking.
Who's not engaging in the comments?
There's only one person engaging in the comments, from what I can see.
Engage,
How,
people, engage.
how many people are even in the comments? Because I
I
can't
don't
see
know.
them.
You won't be
I'm
able
like,
to see them.
I'm like, I can say that I'm like a toxic person sometimes in relationships where I feel like if things are too calm, like I'll start an argument just to have toxic sex. Is that weird? Is that
Jesus
weird?
Christ.
I'm the only one.
No, no, that's
But
angry
is
sex.
it really
Like
Everybody
my
does
name
that.
toxic
is
if the
too
other
normal
person
to
knows you're
me.
doing on purpose?
What?
So wait,
No,
are you the
I think everybody does that, right? Like when they're just frustrated and they're in that mood, then you're gonna like kind of blast
No.
your
Like if
man.
shit is too calm, like if if the environment is too calm and too collective, or I've had a rough day at work or something, I'm gonna bring that back and be toxic shit just so you can remind me of my feminine nature.
so you
For
cause an
real,
artist?
I'm gonna start a
Oh,
fight
hold
over
up.
nothing. Like
You
you didn't
cause
hang this towel on this fucking. You didn't hang the towel right. You're an asshole. Let's fight. Let's have good sex after. Okay, thank you.
Don't you think that's a
Yeah,
little? Couldn't that just been solved with a
just a little
basic?
what?
You could have solved that with a conversation instead of having to do
I'm
all
not
the
trying to
other
have a
stuff.
conversation right now. I had a rough day. I want to have rough sex, but I
Then
need to
just
be
when you
angry at
want to
you.
have real sex, you ain't got to do all that, this, that, and the fucking third.
I just called it toxic. Did I not just say it was my toxic behavior trait? It's not an
I
all the
know,
time behavior trait.
I know, but what I'm
It's a
saying,
once in a while.
as a man, like you could just come up to me and say, "This is what I want," and done. You ain't gotta do all these extra steps.
Yeah, but then it
It's
doesn't
the
take it's
experience for her.
like that's Tristan and his role playing. Like that's great. You can role play that anger, but like I want that anger to be real.
Yeah, it's not the same if it's not
It's not
real.
the same. Like just don't be angry at me. You need to be for real upset with me. Like you need to be like for real off your game. Like it's not I can't do that. I can't do that acting camp
Yeah,
shit.
you just say
Nope,
you
I
can't
can't
do
pretend
that,
to be angry. I want real angry sex.
or you take some acting classes and then you can pretend. You can do the same.
Pretend sex. Pretend
No,
anger
I
sex.
said
No, it's not the
pretend to
same.
be angry. Pretend to
Can't
be
pretend to
angry.
be angry. That'd be so fake.
Nah,
Like at that point, let's
because
just fake an orgasm while we're at it, okay?
no, because now when you're bonding the anger with the sex, now it's like okay, it's like Pavlov's bell. Like what? Every
And
time
then
we
you
have an
give
argument,
aftercare. Then afterwards, you're like, baby, I'm sorry for being a crazy bitch. And then he's gonna be like, it's okay, babe.
Jesus, you have it down to a science. Ah, how you
Really?
have this shit down to a science? There's only one man.
I've been at this for 30 years, 35 years.
There's only one man there's only one man that could give a man's perspective on this, and we're gonna have to wait for him to join later on.
Oh,
King Toxic Profane.
I'm not saying that. Like, I didn't say that I'm a overall toxic individual. I'm just saying I have certain toxic traits. If things going too calm, too collective, too just like right, then I need to offset that. So
You need to
we're
pick
gonna
an
have an
argument.
argument.
You need to pick an argument, but you know it's whatever. You can still have the rough sex and the shock collar and all that other shit.
It's not the
What-
same.
What do you mean it's not the same? If I zap you, I zap you. It's not gonna. It's just gonna hurt the same way.
Yeah, but then I may be like, ooh, instead of being like I don't know, it's different. It's different. You know what? I don't know. Maybe you should write like a 101 on like role play or something, because I'm not getting it.
Role playing is not that hard.
I couldn't do it. Like when he's a priest, I'm a nun. Like, you want to sit here and get me to confess my sins, bro? We're not getting out of here for like a month.
Exactly. Just be like, no, you just gotta role play and make it fun. Like role play on Halloween. Like, y'all wear the costumes anyways. You might as well, add a little razzle dazzle to it.
Little razzle dazzle. He's dressed up as Fred Flintstone, and I'm over here like Bam
Yeah,
Bam. Like, no, that's weird.
No, you can be Betty and just have him yell yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba doo. Treat me like
It's
your
like-
bowling ball, man.
Yeah, it would be like me. It would be like me wearing a bucket hat, giving a girl
I
back shot.
apologize
I don't
for my
mind.
behavior, everybody. I'm just getting over the flu right now, so I'm a little spicy.
No, it's okay, but but Isabel, you know what I'm saying? You could just be in the.
Isabel here?
I don't know, but you could just be wearing the bucket.
Yeah,
hat.
I'm here.
You could be wearing the bucket hat and just giving her back shots and yelling "Dynamite!" Like, come on, make it fun. Make it
Oh man. Oh
Make it
man.
enjoyable.
Just start writing like a 101 on role play. That's
What do
it.
you
That's
mean?
all. Yeah. See, whoever said that comment, I can't see it. You want them to show you that they're the man. That's exactly where it's at in life. So when you're arguing that toxic behavior, it's like you just had a rough day, you just had whatever else, and you get home and you want to be like
Yeah.
put in your place. But like he's not in the mood. He's just like, hey babe, how are you, sweetie? I don't want that right
How
now.
was
I want
your
you to put me
day?
in my place.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
you want a
me
man?
up.
It's not as toxic as Tristan. Tristan, you just made me feel hella bad for that, and I'm not even gonna be like that because
So
no,
you want a
because sometimes
You want a man?
Tristan, we're not slut shaming. We are not slut shaming on the juice. Okay.
Who's slut
What do you
shaming?
mean? No, did you wait? First off, did you just call me a slut,
Joking.
Isabel?
Who's slut shaming? I'm fucking confused right now. Who's slut?
No, I think you were saying like it was toxic behavior. I think that's what she was trying to say. Like the way that I was saying like picky. We don't have to do all of that extra with arguments and whatever. I think she meant like it was kink shaming.
No,
but-
I'm not trying to kink shame. If you want to get folded like a pretzel, by all fucking means. But I'm just saying.
I don't know. It's literally just wanting to be like, I don't know, like there.
Yeah, and I think we all get to that point where we're having those days where we're like, just fucking shut up and rip my pants off me and bend me over.
Yeah.
So
Like,
you
no
wanna
talking.
be like Ike and Tina Turner. Gotcha.
Well,
We didn't say
Kinda.
who wanted our faces beaded in, bro.
I'm joking.
no, like you know,
You're going
like,
from one extreme to the other.
This is one of those
I know this
instances where
is
that
the
like
truth.
where those quickies are totally okay because it's like you just got home from work and you're like you're like a little heated. They're a little heated, and that's when you like bend me over the counter. Like those kind of heated like 5-minute quickies are totally
Yeah,
enjoyable.
exactly.
Yeah,
Makes sense. And that makes sense. I was just saying, just get to the point. You ain't got. gotta, you know.
Yeah, but we don't want to have to. Sometimes we don't have to be
Yeah,
there.
but any man who knows his girl is gonna know when she comes home in that mood exactly what to do to her.
Exactly.
Unless you're dumb
Like-
and you don't pay attention.
Like, read the room, my dude. Start reading the room.
Right?
Totally.
Tristan's like, you need to tell me what you need to tell me, and you to have a conversation. No, but there's no room for conversation at that point. We don't want to have a conversation. We want you to know she's fiery, she's spicy, she's whatever. Bring her down a notch. Shut up
All
and
right.
do all that other fun stuff. Like, there's no time to sit there. I shouldn't have to be like, I'm in a spicy mood. Let's go have angry sex. That's so
That's not
passionate.
what I meant. I just felt like if you really wanted to explore that more often, that's mean like you should have a conversation. Sex without conversation is bad. You should always have conversation with your likes and your dislikes and all that other shit. That's what I'm trying.
For sure.
I agree with that.
Don't just spring it on them. You know what I mean?
Here.
You know what I mean?
Don't just be spontaneous. Nobody wants spontaneous.
No, I'm not saying that. Okay, so all right, let me give you an example. If you met a girl and she did OnlyFans, right? And she really liked, I don't know, she only did like anal content on like OnlyFans. Are you just gonna like when you first start fucking her or whatever, are you gonna just bend her over and fuck her in the ass? Maybe no, you need to have a conversation about that shit because again, you don't just assume. So like
Yeah.
if you know that, like
First
again,
of
like,
all,
First of all, her butthole. So her
I ain't
vagina's
dating no
secret.
bitch on OnlyFans. I don't care if she's taking it in her bum or not.
Well,
Why
there goes
not?
my life goals, Isabel.
OnlyFans women need love.
My bad, girl. Sorry.
I'm just playing. My
OnlyFans
butthole's
women
secret.
need love too.
What? OnlyFans girls need love too? They get it from a lot of people's husbands. They don't need it from
No, that's
theirs.
different. That's money. That's not love.
Yes. It's different.
Melly, how do you feel about OnlyFans?
Pardon?
How you feel about OnlyFans?
I
I want
that
your
one's a
honest
rough-
opinion because we've had some in-depth conversations before about a lot of stuff. So.
My opinion on it is if you're comfortable doing it, then that's fine. But I don't personally want like my man on OnlyFans, like watching content, making content, or anything like that. And I wouldn't do it either.
Why not?
Why not?
Yes.
Because it's one thing to like watch porn, right? Like that's usually free. But if you're actually like paying someone and subscribing to something, I feel like that's different. I feel like it's disrespectful for me.
OnlyFans is so much different than
Hold
your
up. So he can watch the porn, but he just can't pay her for the porn.
No, it depends. I think it depends on a lot of different things. Like one, if OnlyFans, people on OnlyFans, sometimes they're easily accessible, where like it's harder to access like famous porn stars, you know?
OnlyFans is more directed it's directed personal audience. It's not like it's a broad spectrum of audience. Like most OnlyFans is directed to a personal audience.
Okay,
So
like
it makes it a little bit more personal than a porn that's been released for 500,000 people.
Yeah,
so
I
if
agree.
That was like, there's $50. I want a video of you doing XYZ. That's what you have a problem with?
No, that's not what I'm saying. So listen.
No. I'm asking Melly.
Oh, Mel.
I have a problem with like it's about accessibility, right? So yeah, it's more personal. I think I wouldn't be okay with it. I just think that it's too personal. I think that they're easily accessible. And like she said, like you're paying to see like a specific type of content. Like, why can't you just tell me like what you want? Like, why can't we talk about that?
So if he's like he wants that, and you're like no, then what is he supposed to do if that's his like kink or fantasy or whatever? Break up with you? Or
yeah, I think like if I'm not satisfying my man like to the degree that he needs, then he should break up with me. Absolutely.
Okay.
Like
if
I
he's
feel
not
like
willing to give it up.
You can make videos
all the
with your
cheating,
partner.
all the bullshit.
Like, whatever happened to making videos with your partner and making them accessible to you each only? Like,
Yeah.
if you want to make videos, there's no reason why you guys can't do your thing and make videos to each other and then make it accessible for yourselves. There's no reason that everybody under the sun has to watch those videos. Like, there used to be a thing with like exhibitionists who were okay with like, you know, going in the car or doing it like whatever, and like the intent of maybe being in public and tee of getting caught was a niche. Now
Yeah.
it's like, for sure we want to get caught, so we're gonna stream a video, and then on top of it we're gonna make money. So like, are you doing it for the moment, or are you doing it for the finances? Like, is it about sex anymore, or is it about the
Well, I
monetary
mean, if
value?
you're gonna touch yourself, you might as well get paid to touch yourself, right?
Mm.
That isn't that the logic?
Okay. So
But here's
the
my
funny thing. I
prudish
was
thing
reading.
too, right? My thing is, if you have kids that can be bullied because of your videos or access your videos, you shouldn't be doing them. And that maybe like that's me being a prude because I'm a mom, but
So
you don't
that's
want your
actually a
kid to
fun
see that
fact.
shit or know that shit.
There
Like,
was two articles I just
you
read
know?
recently. I read one article, and the article was about this OnlyFans chick, and she just found out recently that her dad was buying her content. He
That's what I was talking
literally
about,
bought
accessibility.
over 2K of her content, and the only reason why she ended up finding out was because she went and actually contacted them. She had like a weird vibe, and then I guess she had said something that was personal, and then I don't know, she found out that her dad was buying her content. There was another one where a mother, this kid went to his high school, his mom was an OnlyFans person, and all of his classmates had seen what his mom was doing. We're all subscribing to his mom's shit, and this kid was bullied to hell because his mom was like, her videos were being tossed around all of his classmates.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, I've heard
you
a lot.
know,
That's exactly why I have a problem with it. Like, I don't slut shame anybody. I don't judge nobody. I have friends who are escorts. I have a friend who owns an escort services. Like, I don't care. Get your bag however you want to get it. You know what I'm saying? But I think with content like that, when you have kids, you just have to be very, very, very careful.
I have a friend who does it, and she doesn't like she does it like everything from the neck down, like no face. She doesn't have any like identifiable features. Whatever, you do your thing, right? But when she's in a relationship, she doesn't do that.
It goes on pause.
It goes on pause because she's in a relationship. That's her primary focus. Her focus isn't sitting there doing this, that, and the other behind her man's back or anything like that. She doesn't need to do it that way. But that's her thing. And she has admitted that she's met up with people who have personally messaged her. So that's why I sit there and say, like, my partner, I'd have a problem with it. Because in order to continue their subscriptions, in order to a lot of the time continue their fan base, they get personal. They interact personally with people who subscribe to them to keep that cash flow coming.
Yeah.
So it is on way too different personal note than going out and buying a porn or streaming porn online. Like anything like with OnlyFans or cam girls, it becomes personal content in order to bring their followers in. Like sex is a forever selling industry. Porn has been around for a long time, but like that stuff, it's different. Like porn is, most of it is acted out, right? Like most of it is gone by sequence and scene, and they go over a couple scenes over a dozen times before they get it right.
Yeah.
And then for people who want the stuff who's less scripted, that's where amateur porn comes in, right? But it's still scripted to some degree. But like OnlyFans and stuff like that, the reason why it became such a thing is because it was personalized for all these lonely people. Like the select audience initially was for lonely people who didn't really have access to that kind of stuff. So they felt special. Like they got that girlfriend experience from that really hot chick. And while the girl was making bank, they were feeling good inside, the men. And then it just became to a broader, wider audience, and it became like a platform for men to cheat on their wives and to have like extramarital affairs and everything else. And a lot of the girls knew this. They didn't really care because they're making bank off of it. Because to bring that personal connection in is to keep bringing that attraction, and it lines their pocket. So I feel like I think that's a discrepancy that a lot of women who don't do OnlyFans or who are in relationships have with OnlyFans, is they know that there's a personal nature there. And when it comes to money versus moral turpitude, money is always going to win. So these girls aren't going to feel bad when you come to them and be like, that's my husband spending $500
Exactly.
on your channel. Then you're like,
She's
okay,
like,
but
oh,
I'm
well,
going to
he's
be
paying
happy
my rent.
$500. You think I'm going to care about your emotions because your husband's giving me $500? No, he's going to keep giving me $500. Fuck your emotions. I don't know you, bitch. Like, that's literally how that goes. That's just my perspective. I don't know.
But I mean, you're getting it for free regardless, right? I mean, it's not that hard to find cracked OnlyFans. So what
People don't
happens?
want it for free, though. Some people want that personal experience. That's what makes it.
Yeah, but what if the guy's finding all of, let's say, whoever's OnlyFans shit? What if they're finding the OnlyFans shit cracked? Like,
We've been finding shit for free for ages. You think Kim K's video was free when it first got out? No.
yeah,
But it got leaked. Everybody's videos get leaked. All these like big long 2-hour videos were eventually leaked somehow. But that doesn't change the fact that people want personalized content eventually.
yeah.
Yeah.
And these girls are actually, they're leaked videos. There was a girl actually, she was a friend of mine posted this big leak that happened a couple days ago with this one chick. She purposely leaked her live video, did some really crazy shit on it. And you know what that did to her? That brought her subscription and her followers up like 100 to 200 people a day because she was getting clout from that leaked video. And she's sitting there like, oh my God, somebody leaked my OnlyFans and da 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 da. And all these people want to go to her OnlyFans to see like who this girl is and what she's about. All they have is this like small brief clip and leak clipped of her OnlyFans. Now they want to see all the other things. But like you need to subscribe to see all the other things. So now she's getting subscribers from her little leak, right?
Like I'm trying to.
Yeah,
I'm
because
honest,
if you think like that shit works, right? Like when people get in arguments on fucking Facebook, I don't know about y'all, but I'm checking the comments because I want to see the whole fucking argument.
obviously, I'm checking the
You know what I
comments.
mean? And that's pretty much what that shit does. Like, oh, my OnlyFans is leaked, so now you're curious. So now you're just gonna pay for whatever, so that you can see what's up. You know, we're all guilty of it.
But also, you're sitting there and you're just like, yo, what are you gonna do? Because you're sitting there watching people argue, and nowadays it's like, who knows what's going on in schools, right? Because like Missy said, like for all you know, two kids are arguing in school, and it's like, oh yeah, yo, look at your mom's skin all speed, like you know what I mean?
That's exactly. It's not your
Like,
mama
you
jokes
don't
anymore.
even know.
It's not even your mama jokes anymore. It's like, yeah, well, your mommy's titties are right here. Like,
Yeah.
Right
Exactly.
here, look at your mom. Your mom pretending to fuck a dog like for money. Like, who are you?
what
You know what I mean?
OnlyFans are you watching?
What?
Right?
Takes it to the fucking extreme. I swear to God, bro. This guy, one thing, he always takes it there.
Well, you don't know the shit that you go down the rabbit hole. Rabbit hole's fucked up, man.
Hey,
I ain't been down no rabbit hole like that.
I just
I started
was it?
falling down that rabbit hole, and I see the post that says "drink me," and I jump the fuck out.
What was it? The blasphemy ones or Jesus? Like, bitch, you going to hell. You ain't even going to normal hell. You going to hell. Yeah, man. That's why they call it the new Joe. Now I see why they call it the new drug, bro. Because like you just go down the rabbit hole and you're like, yo, people are in some shit.
I think people have always been on some shit. It's just the internet makes the shit more accessible.
Yeah, because I just always wondered, like, why people why women get mad about their man having an OnlyFans, going on OnlyFans. But then in the same breath, it's like, yeah, you want to watch porn? No worries, go do what you want to do. Like, so that's something that I've always like wondered because I get it. It is more of a personal connection, but porn is porn, right?
Well, here's the thing, right? With anything that, like, if you think about it logically, with anything that has adrenaline attached to it, and somebody like we'll say a sex is part of that endorphins that we're and the dopamine that we're constantly trying to like race to, right? So let's say you watch the same thing over and over again, and then eventually you want to try it out, test it out, and then you get it, but you always want to like one up. Like you're always like, I want to get higher up. I want more of a rush. I want whatever. And like with porn, it's like, okay, you start at like blowjobs, and then you're like, oh, tee hee hee, I just found a 3-way porn. Like you're going through that rabbit hole of that, right? But if you're on OnlyFans, like there's a like Mel said, there's a little bit more of like accessibility there, because you're like, okay, I've seen the videos, I've seen what they can release, I know the option there to make it more direct is there. And then like, you know, some of these OnlyFans people will be like, let's meet in person, you know, like there's just the options to continuously advance in that adrenaline seek is there. Whereas like porn is not. It's just like you can just switch up the type of porn or find a real human to interact with the porn. And I think that's part of the pornography obsession, where people have that dystopia where they get so attached to pornography that they can't actually perform when it comes to the real thing.
So
Yeah.
why do you think a lot of these women are making, like from a female perspective, why do you think a lot of these women are getting rich from OnlyFans?
Women have been
Like,
getting rich from sex for
what I mean is that
hundreds of years.
it's either one of two things. It's either that they're really good at marketing, which is two, or there's something going on with men that is causing them to go to these avenues.
No, the men
Well,
have
probably
women have been
because
doing this.
it's not considered cheating, right? If they're watching OnlyFans. And here's the thing: these women on OnlyFans, they don't have to sell pussy anymore. They don't have to
No,
fuck nobody. They can stay in their home and like post videos, and they're getting paid, right?
but what I mean is
So it's
that
easier. Work smarter, not harder.
all right, but if you have an OnlyFans, and let's say you're like the one video with the guy where she finally met like her top subscriber, and like he dropped, I think it was like 3,000 on it, right?
Mhm.
That's
What
the issue.
happened in that? What happened in that man's life where he felt like I gotta give you money for you to even like think of me as like pay some sort of attention to me?
Okay, but that's not something
Because
new.
it,
Like
that's
that's not
always
new though, because Mia Khalifa did the
Yeah.
same thing. A lot of these porn stars, James Dean, a lot of them did the same thing, where they would find their top fan and they would be like, you know, bucket list, I'll sleep with my top fan, and that was lucrative. And that video sold a lot of there was a lot of sales on those videos. That whole thing is not new. That's not a
The
new
thing about
thing.
OnlyFans that makes it so intriguing is what Miss B said, like the accessibility of it.
It's
So
attainable. It's not
people,
an unattainable thing.
yes, exactly. People have proven over and over again that they can fuck their OnlyFans, whatever, like the person that they admire, whatever. And people on OnlyFans have fucked their fans. So where porn, like if you go on Pornhub, right? You can watch all these videos and stuff, but I feel like people know like you can't really access those people that are in those videos unless it's on a business thing. You know what I mean?
You
So
know,
unless you're gonna be in the video with them, they're not really gonna engage with you if your agent doesn't contact their agent, whatever. But with OnlyFans, people, men and women, because women are on there just as much, know that there's almost like a hope that they can meet this person or be with this person, and
it's not a far-fetched idea.
It's not a far-fetched idea. There's people who have met on OnlyFans and work together, and then they end up in a relationship. It's a normal thing on there, and so I think that's what intrigues people and why people are making so much money on it.
You know what the funny thing too is?
Yeah, and a lot of those girls on Go ahead.
No. Like I was
A
just
lot
gonna
of
say
those girls
something
on
that you referenced.
OnlyFans were like already working the streets, like as escorts or whatever. You know what I mean? So
Well, and that's
it's
what I was gonna say.
nothing
Like
for
women
them
have
to
been
be
doing
like,
this.
meet me in person.
Mm-hmm. Like something you said, like the
It's
psychological
almost like
aspect
marketing
of
for the escort.
it's not a psychological. It's not that takes that psychological aspect that you were saying away. Like women have been selling, like women, not just women, men have done it too, right? But women have always been looked at as sex symbols, right? Like going back to the big dawning of time, we're always looked at in some aspects sexually, whether it's for procreation, whether it's over the years being more intimate and seductive, and bringing in the Roman kinkiness, like whatever it is. There's always been some aspect to sex. So brothels have always existed. Prostitution has always existed. You know, we went through eras where it was legal and it was illegal. There's been so many different prospects, but you know, with the risk of prostitution and actually being out there and being sexually active with people, especially in an era that you know that there is so many like diseases and things that can be spread.
Yeah.
OnlyFans takes away
Not even that. Women being killed. Like women are being murdered.
killed.
You know?
Yeah, women being killed,
Yeah.
women being beaten. Like we know in Canada alone, there's 2 famous serial killers known for killing prostitutes. That was going on for over a decade. Like that Robert Pickton out in BC was murdering prostitutes and feeding them to his pigs. So like we know that for years, and you know, there's other serial killers, and you know, Jack the Ripper, he's one of the most famous ones back in the UK where he murdered prostitutes. So it took away the sex work. It took away that line of shadiness. Now women can sit there and they can still do what they've been doing, but they don't need to physically touch the man to do it. But again, bringing it back to what Isabel said too, and also what Mel said, like the accessibility is one thing, but like, you know, having that thing where, you know, you went with porn stars, there is a whole thing about stalkers, like psychologically, if you obsessed over someone, the definition of making that person become almost a narcotic to your life was stalking, right? But OnlyFans thrives on stalking. So a lot of these men are physically stalking these women, but they're getting their stalking needs met because these women don't care that they're being stalked. They don't have their locations or anything like that. The more stalkier, the merrier, because then you're going to be watching more content and watching more of what I do. So it does bring another danger, because there is, you know, the component of technology where, you know, Apple can trace people's last word. So if somebody were, you know, tech savvy enough, they could figure out where this person was located. So it does bring a whole new technology aspect to it. But you know, there's so many different areas. Like it is less of a danger zone for women, but it's no different than any other form of prostitution. It's just like sex work is sex work. It's just a safer way to do it, and they've gotten
right now it's safer.
It is safer, but there is some women who do still meet men, right? Like there is still some women who meet men and they still put themselves into shady situations. Another thing it has gone to protect is that, you know, we are in an era where sex trafficking is such a huge thing. So it also takes them, a lot of these girls, away from, and I will give it to OnlyFans for this, is they have been able to, I think it was about 2 years ago, they started changing their conduct where now they're able to determine whether these women are doing it on their own volition or whether they're being sex trafficked into it. So now, like, if you want to make content with another person, you have to sign a whole form. If you don't have an OnlyFans account yourself, you cannot be in their videos. Like, they can't have just a random average Joe in their video. You have to fully sign a contract in order to be in there, mainly to save the, you know, the platform themselves against like any kind of legal litigation, but also these women, so they're not being sex trafficked and not having or being exploited. So I will give it to them for that. But at the end of the day, it has made things a little bit safer for some women, but it's nothing new. It's just,
but it's not safe for society, because the thing about OnlyFans is a lot of these people are just producing their own content. They don't have managers, they don't have agents, they don't have anyone regulating anything. So a lot of porn stars, like, they're working for like a porn, like they have an agent, or they're working for like what would you call it, like a agency, right? And so in order, before they go for a scene, they get STD tested, all that stuff, right? Where OnlyFans doesn't have that, right? So a lot of the, like, right now, I feel like OnlyFans is really popular and everyone loves it, but down the line, I feel like it's gonna cause a lot of other issues.
Oh, for sure. There's already been things about that, like how it's caused issues with, you know, the exploitation. But it's not only that, it's also like it like you said, like there, you know, even back in the day, like, you know, I went to university with a girl who worked at a rub and tug. She was a great girl, but that's just what she did on the side to put herself through college. Some people do some things, right? And for her, they had a direct no meeting people outside of the establishment rule. And that saved them, you know, obviously legal issues, but it saved them on so many different fronts. And it was also safety precautions for the females. But, you know, they also had other rules too that also ensured their safety, where I feel like, you know, not saying that a pimp is needed or that or that like a, you know, an agent is needed, but you know, sometimes there is cautionary tales with those kinds of situations, and doing it independently with OnlyFans, definitely it does bring those hindsights in where people aren't, you know, tested as frequently or as they should be. So I feel like that is a huge thing too as well. Like it brings in that. But like you said, it also brings in the bullying thing Tristan said. Like it brings in the aspect of bullying. It brings in the aspect of what happens when you're done with OnlyFans. Like what if you just need OnlyFans to pay for this year's college? Like you're still on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you're gonna forever be on the internet, and someday your husband or your mother-in-law or your father-in-law or somebody might get sent one of your OnlyFans video. And like, how do you explain that?
And I think
Exactly.
when you are living in an aspect where we're living in a society where, you know, your business is weaponized, right? It's so easily weaponizable. Um,
Yeah.
what happens if, let's just say, you meet the guy of your dreams and his sister doesn't like you? You know what I mean? All it takes is, oh, this is the type of woman you want to marry. Bam.
Yeah.
Like, and there have been situations where, you know, people have been arguing at like a Christmas dinner, and she's like, "This is who you're marrying," and then she just shows everybody.
Not only that, your boss.
Yep.
Your bosses, like
Yeah.
bosses, they don't do the calling where they call your last employer anymore. They just boom, Facebook search you.
It's
Instagram search you, TikTok search
Not
you.
just
Like
Facebook search. A lot of these companies now have like they pay subscriptions to be able to like search your name and find anything that you have posted on the internet.
so the new company that I just started for, they actually did, prior to doing a background check on me for just criminal, they also did a social media background check. So you had to sign a social media consent form where they have their own agency that collectively looks at.
Yeah.
So instead of doing like, they'll take your image, your picture, and they'll drop it in a face search, and they'll search it on everything it comes up on to see your whole entire social media, just so you don't make their company look stupid.
Exactly, yeah. And the thing is, nowadays, it's not even like it's going to pop up that specific image. It just recognizes your face and your face structure. So bring up any image that like looks like you. And so even if that's like someone took like a screenshot of you like on OnlyFans or whatever, I don't know how it works. I don't know if you can take screenshots, but that would come up.
I know some websites are doing that now where they're like, as if you go to take a screenshot, they'll be like, they'll blank your screen out and they'll white your screen out if you try to do that.
Yeah.
They told me, I tried to apply for a job, and they're like, "Yo, we need your 3 most recent Instagram photos just to see who you are." And I was like, "Thank God they were memes."
Thank God they were memes.
Yeah, they were like clean dumb memes, and they're just like, "Oh, because they don't want to be at a party." But I find it stupid because like what you do on your off hours is your fucking business. So.
But the whole social media campaign was done in Japan. Like having a social media score in Japan is where you stand at in society. Your social media score is who you are as a person. Like if your social media presence is like meh, then you're meh as a person. So like most society is going to that now. They're like, I want to see your social media history. I want to see your social media score. I want to see this. I want to see that. How many followers do you have? Like you have 100K followers.
Some of these people are fucking wild online too, right?
Yeah.
That's why most people have pseudonyms online. They don't like, I know a lot of people in the social work field that they don't have their real names on Facebook. If they want to be meme
I don't
queens,
use my real name.
like I can't use my full first name. Like if I do that, like you want to be a meme queen, some of the shit I post, like hell no.
Yeah.
I gotta be responsible for people's emotions, and like the shit I'm posting, that doesn't look very responsible for people's emotions.
I know.
Yeah, I'm in that same field. I don't use.
I remember one time my boss was like, "Oh," she's like, "Yeah, I was just scrolling through the Instagram, and she's like, I saw your juice clips." And I was like, "Word?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yo," she's like, "To be honest, what you do in your off hours is your business, but just as long as you're like," she said, just for future reference, as long as like you're not like saying, "Yo, like fuck all white people" or whatever, which I have in the other episode. But like she's like, as long as you're not talking that kind of shit, she's like, we really don't care. It's only if like you're making yourself look stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they have that whole disconnect policy now, right? We all had to. I don't know if you guys had to sign it with anything, but like recently, I had to sign another disconnect policy. It's like, how are you gonna tell me to disconnect and to do myself and do me when I'm off of work, but then you wanna monitor how I'm doing me? It doesn't seem very disconnect like.
Yeah. So at
Yeah,
my
it's
work,
hard,
they
right? And when
changed
you're in the
it.
medical field or social work, you can't disassociate. You can't just break it off. Like when you come home, you're taking your cases with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're human. That's just how it is. We're not robots. We can't just turn it on and not turn it off. You know what I mean? But
Oh,
they
no.
are now. And a lot of companies are checking your social media. I can go right now and find out anything about any one of you three
Yeah.
just by your social media.
Well, that's
Absolutely.
mean.
They
So
have
my
apps
job
for
hasn't
that.
done the
You know, they
disconnect
have
thing,
sites for
but they
that,
did
right?
say like we can't post. So for the organization I work for, like let's say we're doing like a fundraiser and I like want my friends to buy like 50-50 tickets, right? So like I might most of the time people would just post on their feed like, hey, I have 50-50 tickets. For if you want to purchase some, it goes to a good cause. We're actually not allowed to do that. We can share it directly from our social media. So if I can go on my work's social media and share their post, but I can't make a post myself, including them.
No, neither can I. I
I
can't
have
do
to
that
be,
either. I
yeah,
have to go through
yeah,
corporate, or I have to be
yeah,
like, or I have to be tight-lipped about it. Like I can't really. I mean, I can tell close friends and family, but like I can't really be
yeah.
like making a whole ass post about it. And
Yeah,
that's the
like I can
difference. Like
share what's
that's really
already
big.
on their social media because it's public, right? So I can like if they're doing like a fundraiser, I can take their post about the fundraiser and share it, but I can't make a post about a fundraiser and like ask people to donate stuff or anything like that.
No,
Like I can't go to my friends and be like,
No,
hey,
because
buy
it's
50.
considered conflict of
Pardon?
interest because who's to say that they're not giving you the money and you're just not handing it in, right? So that's a whole conflict of interest
Exactly.
type thing.
they also look at it as like a
Yeah.
sign of panhandling and loitering. They're like, why are you begging
Yeah.
people to donate? Like it's not very
Yeah.
charitable if we have
Yeah.
our employees asking people to donate. That doesn't make it very charitable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like
it's
even if
weird.
I need
And I have a
anything, like
friend
for
who's a social.
programs. Sorry,
Hmm?
go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Sorry.
All of us, stop talking. We are way too polite.
Why the fuck did I get 3 women on this podcast? Why do I have 3 women on my side?
He's like, this is what it's gonna be like with bitches on the fucking juice.
I know. I'm trying to do the all female thing, and it's like, holy fuck, and I don't even know.
I mean, me and Isabel have been
No, but what I was saying is,
for the first couple, it was Tristan and I think Pro was on there. I think Fi was on here. So I was kind of lonely. I think Tash came on here once, but I mean, Iz has been here for the past 2, so I feel pretty good about that. I'm not the only woman here with the woman perspective. I like that.
oh yeah, because I get the
Isn't
you're
that
gonna be
crazy?
my wing woman today.
I'll
I'm
give
like,
candy.
fuck, really?
You cheat on
All
me,
right.
you sleep with my man, I'll give your children candy, bitch. Like that's my crazy bitch.
Yeah. That was toxic. There you go. That was my fucking toxic story, Tristan.
Oh my god.
Like I'll never forget that. Like that's my crazy bitch. I don't even care. I don't care. Anybody's like, it's I'm like, yeah, it's my crazy bitch. Shut the fuck up.
You know how long it took me to get me there, though? It took a long fucking time because I'm a Cancer and I'm like loyal to a fault, right? I have a soft
I'm a
heart.
Cancer too.
Oh, I'm a Taurus.
Are you a July Cancer?
What?
June Cancer, June 30th.
Oh, okay. I'm the 16th of July, so
Ooh,
we're
I'm
like the
May
same.
16th.
So I'm like right
Taurus.
there.
I'm a May 16 Taurus.
Yeah, we're like the exact same type of Cancer. You're a Taurus?
I'm a May 16th Taurus. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Little stubborn, fiery bull over here. Tristan, what are you?
Aquarius.
Oh fuck. Okay, makes sense.
Bad.
Tristan's a fucking demon. Those
you guys,
Aquariuses, man.
Oh, shoot.
if you
What day is
guys,
today?
in the chat, hold up, you guys in the comments, if you want to join and drop your 2 cents or whatever, let us know and you can join. conversation will be R-rated for the last half an hour of the conversation. But I'm just trying to figure out on some real shit. Like that's why I was trying to ask the OnlyFans question. Because like, look, I'm an OnlyFans pirate, so I usually find shit for free. But I'll laugh and I'll send you your video and be like, hey, you might want to more protection. They're like, what? What is this? I'm like, I don't know. I found your OnlyFans. I just typed it up and found your shit hacked.
So you're making friends with all these OnlyFans girls because you're just finding their videos and then you're just like messaging them, being like, "I'm doing you a favor, fucking Robin Hood over here."
Yep. It's an honest life. It doesn't pay much, but it's honest work. One girl threatened to sue me.
Really?
How many girls threaten to sue you a month? Because like I
don't know.
Since
She
I've
threatened to
known
sue-
you, I've got threatened by 2 already.
I swear to God, I was just gonna say the same fucking thing.
I've got listed as a
Oh.
bully. I've gotten fake ass messages to my account telling me I'm a bully. I've had people post about being a bully, and I've gotten threatened sued twice, and the cops once.
So, I don't know, man. And she was like, yo, I'm gonna sue your ass. And I was like, okay, cool. Right? But I'm like, the joke is, what are you suing me for? I found something that was already on the internet. I didn't hack your shit. I went on a website that was through a Google search. I just politely let you know that you should probably be better with that. That's not my
You
fault.
politely let her know.
Who the fuck is you? Like, that's not my fault. It's wild.
That is
fucking
wild.
That is
with these
ungrateful. Goddamn ungrateful ladies.
No,
Right?
it's just wild with these people because these people will sit there and they'll like these people will sit there and like look at you and like talk to you in a certain way, and you're like, I'm doing you a favor. You know what I mean? I could have easily subscribed to your OnlyFans, screen grabbed everything, and sold it back for a cheaper price and made back my money in a month.
Wait, what?
What?
And instead you're being an honest,
I'm
upstanding
being an honest
citizen
man.
Right?
of society and warning these women of these
I'm warning you that you
shicey
shit out there
men
for free.
that are screen grabbing their content.
Jeez, your shit screen grabbed. Like, you know, I'm telling you that's being screen grabbed. I'm honest. I'm fair.
Captain Save a Ho. Captain Save a
Captain
Ho.
Right?
Save a Ho. I'm not a Captain Save a Ho. I'm a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people.
I would do that for any one of y'all.
I don't, but you're not. So if one of your homies had an OnlyFans, okay? Because let's say you're searching in general. One of your homies had an OnlyFans, and his OnlyFans was being screen grabbed and tossed around for freezies. You're gonna message your homie and be like, straight faced, my dude, just seen it all. It's out there.
First of all, I don't
for
want.
free.
I'm not watching my friend have naked sex.
So you're Captain Save a Ho. You're not just trusting
No,
other
I'm
people. You're
not.
trusting other hoes.
Don't do that. I'm not saying I don't. There's certain things I don't want to see. So first of all, woman, and I'm seeing titties, I'm gonna be like, hey girl, we've been friends for years, and I saw your titties for the first time, and here's the link. Do that as you will. That's not my fault.
Tristan, if you were in like an OnlyFans live stream and you saw one of your boys come in, like he's commenting, would you tell him that you were in there too?
Wait, hold on. Repeat that.
Stop.
Repeat that.
Okay, so let's say you're watching like a live stream on OnlyFans of a woman, right?
Yeah.
And you know, like sometimes people can, I don't know what OnlyFans actually, I'm assuming people comment just like cam girl type thing, right?
Yeah.
And you saw your boy commenting and he's like mad thirsty. He like just keeps commenting about this girl. Would you tell him that you saw it?
Of course I would. And I could tell you a funny story about something like that too.
Okay, do tell.
So you remember BBM, right?
Right?
Mhm.
Stop. I'm
So
obsessed.
remember when BBM used to show what kind of music you were listening to?
Yeah.
The dumb fool I was working with was watching porn on his phone and nobody said nothing to him. And then I waited like 5 minutes because he's just watching all these videos, right? And I'm like, he's like, yo, can you cover my shift? Blah, 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 blah. XYZ. And then I'm like, so you like slutty cheerleaders, eh?
Stop.
And he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh shit. He's like, you can see that? And I'm like, yep. I've been watching your video. I've been watching the thing change for the past 10 minutes. I said, hey man, slutty cheerleaders are good.
Wow.
Oh
It was
my.
like slutty cheerleader gets double stuffed or some shit like that. I was like, you like them slutty cheerleaders, eh? He's like, yo, what the fuck are you talking? And he's like, oh fuck. I'm like, hey man.
I've done that before. Like not like that, but like, you know, once upon a time I was I was watching porn, but like I'm always careful on my phone and like
Yeah.
I don't know, for some weird reason I'm just like, well, whatever. So I always open up like on the privacy browser. Like I never go in directly. Like I don't want that. I don't want to be sitting there like with my friends and like trying to search something and it show up like my porn history by putting www dot or something, right? So I always go
I
to
don't
my
give
like
a
my
fuck. What are you looking at my phone for? Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying. I've been in situations where like the one time my mom was trying to show her, like I was trying to show her a picture I took and I was just like, oh shit, just hold on. And she's like over my shoulder. I'm like, no, like hold on. So like I always make sure anything like that, like I put it into a certain folder, or like if I go on a porn, I go onto like the privacy browser. But the thing with iPhone is that if you don't close the privacy browser when you're done, it's the last thing that pops up. And the other thing about iPhone is as soon as you open up your browser, the video continues to play. It don't pause. It keeps going. So
That's why iPhone sucks.
so
That
the
was
one
like
day I was doing my thing and I was like done. I'm like, all right, I gotta go to work. So rather than just like, you know, close the browser, I just press the side button, like whatever, the video's gone, right? So I'm standing there, whatever, I'm getting ready for work. My staff's standing around me and like I'm like, they're like, oh, do you remember this passcode for whatever else? And I'm like, no, I don't remember it. So like let me open up my phone and like open up my fucking notes, right? Open up my phone and boom, my fucking volume's on loud, my porn's still going. It was great. It was great. Good times. Yeah. So now
That's
I make sure that my porn is closed.
that's like my IPTV. My IPTV has like the last channel you watch. And I just turned on the TV one day and I was like, holy fuck.
It's
It was
loud. Like it don't
it was
stop.
like
Like why don't you pause?
it was white slut.
Well, that's nice. That's nice.
It was what?
It was white slut. The channel was called White Slut.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't get mad at me for that. That's what the channel was called.
I'm half mad.
You can't get mad. It said white sluts. Like, what am I supposed to do? Say no?
And we all know you're into snow bunnies, so it's okay. We get it.
Yeah.
I'm not into snow bunnies. I date everybody.
You
The
date everybody.
Snow bunnies know how to read. They ain't ratchet as fuck.
All right, where's this R-rated stuff that we're getting around to?
Yo, if you're what were we talking about on Wednesday? That was like, yo, I'm gonna bring that up. Oh, how you guys feel about men on Cialis?
Okay, so fun fact. We all know that well, most people know that I was the wholesale department manager for the Love Shop. So I like ran all of Ontario's stores. But fun fact about that is we have a product called Performance Plus, right?
I
And
popped
it's
one time.
what?
I popped one of those one time.
Well, that's okay. Well, anyway, so so it was originally manufactured and made in China, and when it was originally made and manufactured, it was manufactured with 0.2 milligram of Cialis in the tablet. But because because it was marketed as a herbal supplement, it didn't have to go through the regular FDA approval system. So it didn't have to get prescribed. It could have been sold to the generic public. Then some stupid asshole went and fucking overdid it on the pills and ended up having a heart attack. So then the FDA flagged the product and then they had to readjust it and change it. But when they readjusted and changed it, they just added honey into it and a bunch of other things that were still illicit substances, but legal in most countries, just not Canada and America. But I mean, there is a huge thing about whiskey dick. Like, it is a thing. Some men have experienced it, some men haven't. Some men, just they inebriate just a little bit and they can't get it up. Or there's some men who, I personally, the first time I was ever, like, my first experience with a man, first time, whatever, he was so nervous that, like, it wasn't a good situation. So would that have been a product to have at that situation? Because, like, sometimes men get overly nervous and they can't perform, or sometimes men drink too much and they can't perform, or they're overtired, or when they age a little bit, get into their mid-30s, their testosterone isn't always at peak height in the evening, right? So I think that it should be, like, in the UK, you don't need a prescription for it. Like, if you have a problem with that, you can just walk into a store and be like, give me Viagra, give me Cialis, just give it to me. Like, you don't need a prescription. Here in, like, North America and America, you need to, like, go to your doctor and be like, I have a problem with my penis. It's not operating properly. And, like, that's an embarrassing conversation to have, let alone with a doctor, but, like, in general.
Before they even give you it too.
Right. And then your doctors be like, well, what's your problem? Then you got to discuss what your problem is. And then they got to see if you're even, like, worthy to get this penis pill. So, like, there's so many different things. And, like, the difference between Viagra
they have to do like they have to do like an EKG. They have to check your heart and everything before they'll prescribe that shit.
Well, because Cialis
I agree with that. I agree with that. That method of, like,
yeah. But by the time you get all that shit done, your girl done left you.
So Cialis is meant to keep your penis hard, whereas Viagra is meant to get it hard. So they're two different products. People think they work the same, but they work differently. So one is to maintain an erection. The other one is to even deliver that blood flow to the penis.
You have to be aroused from Cialis to work.
Yeah. So, and that's the same thing as, like, what Performance Plus was. Like, you can't just take it and expect it to work. Like, you have to want to be in the moment, right? But it worked. The one thing that was good with it is that it was safe and it worked when you were drinking. So you could still drink, where Cialis and Viagra, you shouldn't be drinking because it is a blood thinner. So you shouldn't really be drinking on it because it can cause more interactions. But, like, I feel like it's an okay thing to have. I mean, I know some people who take it for funsies just because they're like, well, one and done, and they can't get it up right after. But, like, with that stuff, you can keep going. And I know other people who have to take it because it's the better alternative than going on testosterone injections, right? Like, really realistically. So I think you should be able to just walk into a pharmacy and be like, talk to your pharmacist and see if it works out for you, not have to go to a doctor and get it. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I think that's just like a woman, though. Women, when we get to a certain age, or when we have certain things, or we feel a certain, like, depression, or we're not in a certain mood, like, our lubrication isn't the same. Like, we change. So I think that's the same taboo subject as a man getting an erection. Like, is lube needed? Because, like, it's not all people think, like, when they think lube, they attribute it to, like, anal sex. They don't just attribute it to, like, the standard everyday sexual thing, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, we as women, eventually, we might dry up. We might go through life changes. Mm-hmm. We might go through financial changes or mental changes where it's not you that we're not able to produce that. It's in our own bodies that we're not able to produce that type of lubrication. Mm-hmm. So now we need to get a bottle of lube. And now we need to feel insecure because we don't have that moister than an oyster vagina that we had 5 years ago. So,
and there's so many things that women deal with that
can cause that, like polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, perimenopause, menopause, like all of it.
So many different things. And so I think it's the same thing when it
Diabetes.
comes to Cialis and Viagra. It's the same thing with lube for women, because like if you're sitting there and you're with a man and it's your first time and you know that you've been having issues lately, like you know that you're not completely there because like Isabel said, you have a multitude maybe of different medical issues or even just mild depression, anxiety, those can all cause it. Or you're on a, you know, even taking dietary aids, overdoing B12 can also make it so you're not as, you know, hydrated down there. So, you know, if a woman busts out a bottle of lube when you guys are getting right into the moment, knowing that it's either going in dry or it's not going in at all, like, are you gonna shame her for bringing out that bottle of lube?
Yeah, but
Please don't spit on your hand and wet and try and lube it up that way. That's so fucking disgusting.
No, it's not.
That
Just
doesn't
give
work
that
anyways. It's not
I
because we're
think
not
that
feeling it.
you
That's
shouldn't
the
use
thing,
those
though.
products unless you have a medical reason to use them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because, like Blue Chew, for example, right? It blew up. Men in their like 20s, they're only taking it because one, yes, like this generation is just drinking way too much. All right. And they're taking it to like prolong. Like they don't have a problem getting up and everything. And they can last quite a long time, but they're taking it to go even longer because everyone's just so obsessed with like pornography and all that stuff. Because there's studies that say, because Blue Chew, now you don't really hear about it. Why? Because the study came out and said if you're using Blue Chew all the time, you will give yourself erectile dysfunction because your body is now becoming dependent on it to perform when you didn't even need it. So
No, but
that's why, like, I think that unless you have a medical reason, if you're not performing because of anxiety and all that stuff, go deal with the core issue. You know, don't
yeah,
just mask it.
But here's the thing, though. Let's be real here. Nobody is willing to deal with that shit for that long. Listen, sex is mutual. As much as you want to say,
I
"Hey,
think
I'm going through," as much as you want to say, "Hey, I'm going through XYZ right now," your partner's gonna get frustrated eventually. By the time, listen, because by the time, a lot of doctors don't want to put you on Cialis because, like you said, your body can get used to it, and a lot of people get addicted to it. Not saying addiction as in like
Dependent. Your body
like
becomes
a
dependent.
crackhead or
yeah, you're
whatever,
not getting addicted. Your body becomes dependent on it, and you end up
right?
giving yourself erectile dysfunction.
Right. But again, as a man, you know how society is. Like you're supposed to be able to please your woman or whatever. But as a man, you know that like you can't sit there and be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna wait for the blood work to be done. I'm gonna wait for this, I'm gonna wait for that. Because again, if you have anxiety and stuff, doctors more likely gonna put you on anti-anxiety medication. And we all know your dick don't work once you're on that shit.
So
Right.
I think if you
I
have,
don't know.
I think the problem with like what you're explaining is like a quick fix, like, and I think that's the problem with a lot of
Yeah.
society is everything in society has to have a quick fix, right? Where
Instant
if you're quick
gratification.
fixing, if you're shortcutting things, you're gonna still have to face the problem at the end of it.
Exactly.
So there is no
I'm telling you,
shortcutting.
if I'm noticing my man like taking Blue Chew or whatever, I'm not talking about Cialis, I'm talking about like that stuff that's out there, those honey, those chocolate bars, all that stuff. If he's doing it like, you know, he's like, you know, I've just been anxious, work's been stressful, and he pops one, but if he starts using it all the time, I'm gonna be cautious, sorry, and I'm gonna be like, why? Like, why does he need that? It's actually gonna separate us more because I'm gonna be like, I'm not enough. Like, he needs this. So
Like I think
it'd be
he
different if he
opened,
had a medical issue.
but I think like another thing too, like with a lot of men too, like they're not. There's like the men who are feeling like maybe they need this or whatever, you know what I mean? Like a lot of it isn't. It's not like people are like, oh, just have a better diet. Like sometimes it's not about a better diet. Sometimes it's about the fact that you just have low testosterone. And sometimes it's
and
about
for those
you have
reasons,
low, you might have low B12, right? So sometimes it's as simple as investigating. There's other things out there that are like that are long term, but they take a little time to work. Like there's roots out there, there's tablets out there that you can take that are supplements that actually help with that aren't just, you know,
Mhm.
if you don't want to do the
But I
testosterone,
was
but
just
like
going to touch on that too. Like, I think a lot of men aren't being honest about their mental health either, because anxiety and depression, the medications, we all know, right? It decreases their testosterone. They don't have any sex. They don't have no vibe for it at all. Do you know what I mean? But there are things like the testosterone lotion, and it's just a little lotion that a lot of men in the community that I work with, they use it and it helps them. It just kind of evens everything out for them. You know what I mean? Because they are like any of these medications that you may be taking for anxiety, depression, and that's already something that men don't want to discuss anyways, right? Because they don't want to be looked at like they're weak or, you know, they're crazy or whatever it is. You know what men are like, right? With their egos. But sometimes
well, and
that's
that's
all
why
it
in
is.
the UK,
Is
But
to put a
honestly, I
little
don't
bit of
think men are
fucking
taking it for any
testosterone
of those
cream on
reasons,
your
to be
body.
honest.
well, and
I
that's why
really
in the
don't.
UK
I don't
they
think
made it
a lot
they
of men
made
are
it a,
taking it for those reasons.
sorry, what did you say, Mel?
I said I don't think a lot of men are taking it for those reasons. I think like okay, so I stream on POF, right? And we have like these little like groups and stuff like that. And a lot of the men are like they joke, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna take a blue chew. Like they always take these and they don't need it. They're not, it has nothing to do with their mental health, or it might, you know, like you said, men don't talk about it and stuff. But I think taking a blue chew just because you drank too much and you want to perform, like why are you putting sex above your like physical health, you know?
Well, no,
So
that's the thing is like
maybe
if you
if
need
you're
it,
too
No, but
drunk to
here's
get
the
it up,
thing,
don't have
though.
sex.
Okay, but again, it's heat of the moment. Like you're not gonna do that shit. And again,
No, but it's not the heat of the moment because there's time between you walking over, picking up that blue chew, opening up the you're thinking about it. It's a conscious decision
yeah,
that you're making. It's not
but when
heat
you
of the moment. Heat of the moment is fucking with your whiskey dick.
but when you
I've
take
seen a couple guys.
Mhm.
I've seen a couple videos where guys are actually like, they're like, "Oh, going to the club tonight, gonna can't forget my blue chew," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yes, that's
no,
that's what's
Yeah, or like
happening.
no, but here's the
know
thing though.
yourself and know that you can't get drunk and smash.
But that's not
Exactly.
Have some
again.
self-control.
But that's not what it is. If you're gonna take a blue chew or whatever, it's 36 hours, right? So like again, they tell you take Viagra if you know when you're going to have sex, but taking a Cialis will give you more, I guess,
But
window of
the label
opportunity.
says talk to your physician first, though. That's the thing. You guys are skipping a
Yeah,
whole
but you
step.
are. But when you do, no, but when you do these things, you do talk to a physician before whatever. You do talk to a physician before they just give you a prescription, because over here you need a prescription to get it. You can't just buy it. So you do talk to a physician or whatever, and most of these physicians will be like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna have you do blood work, or I'm gonna have you do this." But again, it's all fine being from the ivory tower saying like, "Yeah, okay, like you're gonna wait and whatever." But if you really like somebody, chances are, you know, if you have performance anxiety or whatever, and you fuck up the one, and I've talked about this on the juice, you fuck up once, you're probably not getting another chance with that person.
Well, then get her to put a
Every-
finger in your bum. It's called prostate milking.
Oh my god.
no, but
So
what I'm
touch
saying is
on
that
what Tristan just said. In the UK, the reason why that they took the prescription need away for Cialis and Viagra was because people don't talk about their emotions. Like the suicide rate for men in the UK is at the most astronomical time right now that it's ever been. And it's because a lot of men there do not talk about their emotions, but also the mental health, will say, availability there is very minimalistic because people haven't really been
yeah,
people that talk about their emotions.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying it's all fine to sit here and say, okay, well, talk to your partner. I'm sure they'll understand, but let's be real here. Let's
Like I understand where Tristan, I understand where you're coming from. Like if you're going out,
be real and frank here, right?
but if it's your partner, right? But you're talking about meeting a girl for the
I'm not
first
talking about your
time
partner.
and wanting to smash and make a good impression and like potentially might having issues, and that's fine. Like that's not what we're saying. We're saying if you're in a relationship with somebody and that person cares about you, they're gonna understand. They're gonna want to
Yeah.
help you figure out the
No,
core
no, hold up,
problem.
hold up. I
Here's the
understand.
thing about it.
Hold up. I understand that. I'm not disputing that. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation, which is, yo, if you have this conversation, it's either going one or two ways.
Yeah.
It's either going, yeah, I understand, or yeah, I understand, but yo, I'm not trying to deal with someone who can't get it
Then
up
they're
for me.
not for you then.
Yeah, I
Then they're
understand
not
that.
for you.
But what I'm saying to you is that, again, as much as a lot of people say that they'll be patient and kind throughout that whole process, after a while it gets to you. Listen, if I was a
I
man,
understand.
whatever, if I was a man, like I am a man, but you know what I mean. If I was sitting there and I was in a relationship with someone and they weren't getting wet, after a while I'm like, okay, like there's gotta be something going on here. It might be a medical thing,
Yeah.
but I also have to look at it from another way, saying, all right, maybe you're not actually as attracted to me as you think you are,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of these men, I get it, like they're popping a blue chew before they go out to the bar, you know,
They are doing that. Yeah.
right? Is that a good idea? Probably not. But some people who maybe they're not drinking as much and maybe they're just like, all right, cool. I might get lucky tonight at the bar. Like, who knows? But let me just take it just in case because I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with that embarrassment. I don't want to deal with that shame. And it's one thing to talk about it when you're the fly on the wall, but when you're the one actually having to go through those feelings, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
still think like. Sorry. Go ahead.
it's crazy because like and I'm speaking this from a perspective of a man. It's like, yo, you always want that good first impression. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you always want to whatever. It's like even like with chicks, like if the man's dick's not that big, if he can make up for it in other ways, you're like, all right, cool. Your dick's not that big, but you know, you eat me out good. I can deal with this.
Hmm.
But you know, it's just it's that fear, right? And again, a lot of these situations either go one or two ways. It's either they accept you for who you are, and they're just like, you know what, maybe not tonight. We have been drinking like crazy. We'll have another opportunity. I really like you. Or she's just like, the fuck you mean you can't get your dick up at this time?
Yeah.
I
I know for
mean,
like men who use like Cialis or Viagra on a regular, like they're ashamed to do it. And like, you know what I mean? Like men who like they're so for yeah, in the moment, like if you're doing it once in a while, whatever, that's not really gonna make a huge difference.
Yeah.
But if you're always having to take it, then don't you feel like I feel like men would be like they'd be disappointed in themselves, like, oh shit, I have to
well,
take this just
actually,
to
okay.
have sex. So wouldn't it be better just to go to the doctor and figure out, like she said, like it might be your B12, it might be a testosterone thing,
So
like
I
something you
had
can
that
take
issue
other
with
than
my
that.
ex-husband. Actually, it was something similar to that. Like he was a very hard worker. He was an all year round carpenter and build
Yeah.
houses, but he was very active physically. So when he would be
Mhm.
working all day, that's great, physically active all day round, building houses.
Yeah.
And then at night would still go to the gym, overly physical, right?
Yeah.
Because he was so physical and his testosterone levels were so messed up from it. So the doctor was
Mm.
literally telling him to be less physical because your body doesn't know how to intake the amount of like your testosterone is so, you know, and for a lot of testosterone tests as well, there's certain times of the day that the doctors prefer them to be tested. They don't want them to be tested first time in the morning to see
Yeah.
how accurate their levels are. Even
Mhm.
testosterone though, like taking it, some people adding that synthetic hormone to their body, like technically by all
Yeah.
intents purposes, it also comes with estrogen. So when you overdo
Mhm.
it in testosterone, your body will also be like, oh shit, you're making too much. So now we got to put estrogen into your body. So there's
Yeah.
Yeah.
so many different like aspects to that. And then sometimes when the men don't add enough estrogen, or sometimes they'll add too much, so they will actually start lactating and forming other female hormones
Mhm.
into their bodies.
Yep.
So that whole, you know, testosterone issue and whatever, it is a long process.
Yeah.
And that can be even more conflicting for them too, because then they'll get, you know, hard-ons when they don't expect it, when they're not even thinking about it. They'll be walking around and randomly just have like the most inappropriate, like the one time we were walking around at like a Home Depot and literally just trying to grab new faucets for the bathroom, and like out of nowhere he had a hard-on, and I'm like, how the fuck do I deal with this right now? We're in the middle of Home Depot, like how are you doing this right now? But it wasn't him, it was his body playing tricks on him because he was full of testosterone that his body wasn't able to get rid of, you know? So for him, it was like it was defeating because it is a long process. So, you know, yeah, like I got it. Sometimes he needed, you know, Cialis to regulate him and let him know when the appropriate time to have that hard on was. It's just, but not even just that, like we have over, you know, this generation versus the last generation, we have put so many disgusting things in our bodies, whether it's alcohol or processed meats or, you know, the amount of hormones in our milks and stuff like that, that we have detrimentally screwed our entire ecosystems in our bodies. So we don't even know the long-term side effects of the amount of, like, we're just learning about the last 60 years of side effects that happened to the last generation and whatever else, right? So
hormones in our milk in Canada.
What?
We don't have hormones in our milk in Canada.
Well, you're not supposed to be drinking another species.
You're not supposed to. Human
That's why as you grow older,
are the only
you become more
species that drink
sensitive
another
to milk.
animal's milk.
Yeah. And we actually, like, other species do it, but it's because of human intervention. So when you see those videos of a cat like breastfeeding a puppy, like the humans are allowing it when really they shouldn't be. Like they should be like separating
and
that.
that
But
whole
people think it's cute and they just keep doing
aspect of us drinking, you know, of us drinking milk was cow milk. Was that no, that's not a thing we should really be doing. And the hormones, we don't have hormones. Like, do you know how many? Have you seen what cattle farms, what happens at cattle farms for producing milk and the state of the cows and what the cows are in when they're producing it?
Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's horrible.
And cows produce so much carbon dioxide, like it's like their shit and stuff. Like it's so the amount of cows that we have, it's actually causing, like, adding to global warming. Like we're not supposed to have that many cows.
No, and because we're breeding them for food, but like getting out of that whole like just that, like we're not even talking about like the whole Teflon thing we went through in the 60s where like it doesn't cause cancer. Oh, everybody's gonna get cancer now because we're all using Teflon. Like there's so many different things that we as humans created that we don't even know how it has even mildly biologically affected us. Even the COVID vaccine, like biologically, there was people who have become completely infertile from having it.
Hey, shut up.
Why am I being told to
Here's
shut up?
where Tristan's gonna get mad and he's gonna fucking argue this until he's blue in his face.
I have the vaccine. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm literally going off the stats that like they literally released 2 days ago.
Don't make me have to silence
you're right.
Okay.
Because I'm on YouTube and I'm not trying to get a misinformation freaking warning. My channel's been bot free for years. Thank you very much. I'm trying to make partners. So chill out.
Back to the topic. I just think like for your like men should only use those products if needed. And right now, men are not using it. Most young men in like my age group and younger are not using it for its intended purpose. They're using it when they just go out to the clubs and all that, and it's going to cause ED. We're going to have a generation of men who can't bring it up like by the time they're in like their 30s.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna moonbeam right now for a little bit, Tristan. Our body will naturally heal itself if we are giving it what it needs. So I don't think the problem is what we should or shouldn't or this or that or whatever, pharmaceutical supplements, this, that, whatever. No, we need to get back to nature and feed our bodies what it is supposed to have. Not all this processed shit, all this synthetic shit, all of the bullshit because we don't have time or we're busy or we're this or we want to go to the club. Like, you need to listen to your body and figure out what it needs and give it that in order for it to heal itself. Bottom line, like, none of these pills are going to deal with the root problem. They're just dealing with the friggin' side effects. So what are you going to do? Be on Cialis for the next 60 years?
Well, it is a bigger problem in North America and America because we are the two biggest countries that work the most. Most countries don't work to what we work to. Like our schedules, they don't operate on that wake up, eat, sleep, repeat work schedule. A lot of different countries have a lot more significant downtime than we have.
And even like it starts when we were young, right? Like Canada, like high school students in like California, they don't go to school till like 10 in the morning because there's studies that show that kids in that age group should not be waking up. They're not going to do well if they're waking up at 7 in the morning and getting to school by 8:30. They don't do well. So they took it away. And then other places, there's like a 4-day work week. So we're just pushing people. And then
A lot
they're
more.
having all these issues.
We're pushing people for a lot less, for a lot, like push them a lot more. Like I know in a lot of Danish countries and stuff like that, by the time you're 23, you've already graduated, like 23, 24, you've graduated college and university and you're on to living your life.
Yep.
Like it's a mandatory middle school, mandatory elementary, mandatory college, university, and you're truant up until you're finished university. But like as soon as you're finished university, like that's when you live your life. That's when you go and explore and you do all your other things. Like it's a huge thing there. Like their whole belief on health.
Mm-hmm. And night shift shouldn't even be a thing because it totally fucks up your whole circadian rhythm, and that therefore fucks up your hormones and everything else.
Yeah.
It's a proven fact. There's studies that have been proven that people who work night shift long periods of time have a
even
a
like
really
the shift changes, because like Toyota does shift changes, right? And so last year I was in Homewood, and let me tell you, there's probably like 50 people in each unit. I was doing like the trauma unit
From the Continentals?
No, they're all from Toyota. Like I was like, what? There's probably, they send like 15 people and then they finish the program and then there's another 15 and they tell you, like, they tell people who are working for them, like, you probably should quit your job because your mental health is horrible. They're all addicted to something because of the shift change, right? And they tell them like, you need to quit your job, but they're actually like, Toyota's actually paying for it. So it's
that's the thing is like if you work night shift and you work Continental, you get a premium.
Yeah,
they call it a premium pay. It's like $2, $3, maybe $4 more to throw your body out of whack and to completely fuck up your entire ecosystem. Like I don't understand that.
Yeah, I think it should be illegal, to be honest. Like I
think as
that
human beings, when we're tired, we're supposed to go to bed, and when we're rested, we wake up naturally. That is what we do.
Yeah.
And
it changes that, like, depending on the time, like how old you are and what you've been through and your health and all that. So
waking our bodies up before they're ready to wake up, and then putting our bodies to bed before they're ready to go to bed, like all of that stuff is completely unhealthy. Missing sleep, like you never get to make that up. You never make up any missed sleep that you put your body through.
That's true. I once had like the flu for like 4 weeks, and my doctor said to me, she's like, to get over it, you need to sleep an extra 4 hours a day. Like you have to. On top of your 8 hours, she's like, you should be resting for 4 hours in addition. And she's like, do that for a couple of days and watch your body heal. And I stayed home for a week, just stayed in bed, slept, and I was perfectly fine. But because
that's why everybody's always so sick.
Getting worse and worse.
That's why everybody's so sick and our immune systems are fucking fried. It's because we're pushing it too hard and we're not listening to our body. We're not resting when it needs to rest. We're not feeding it when it needs to be fed. And then what? Like you're burnt the fuck out.
That is true. Very, very, very true.
Yeah, that's me right now. I literally just got over being sick from COVID and now I have the flu. Like, I'm just like, great. And I've got 12-hour shift tomorrow. And I'm like, this is going to be so great. My body needs this.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. We need to stop listening to people who think they know everything and start listening to our bodies and start giving it what it needs.
Yeah. Definitely.
Fuck all those marketing schemes and fucking Burger King commercials and McDonald's commercials and Pepsi commercials. Like, they're feeding us shit to kill us. essentially.
Even the organic stuff that you get from like the grocery store, like I always encourage people to go to the farmers market or to
Yeah.
go to the Mennonite communities, which they're usually at the farmers market, because when you look up what organic means, it's only organic based off of like the law. Like they're still allowed to use pesticides, like organic pesticides. But the thing
Mhm.
is, with even organic pesticides, if you have too much of it in your body, it still causes health issues. And because they
Absolutely.
want it to last in these grocery stores and through transportation, they put so much organic pesticides that you might as well just eat a non-organic piece of whatever.
Absolutely. That's why people
That's
need
Mennonite
to
why
be
meat
when I
going
sticks
to
was
our
in like
slap.
farmers.
Barbados and I was like in Africa and stuff, my hair, my skin, oh my gosh, beautiful. Like it was the food there is just you just go to the street, buy some mangoes, buy some like fresh fruit, and it's so good for you. But here you
Yeah.
can't find that.
That's why if you're not able, like if you don't have the land or whatever to grow your own stuff, then you should be going to local farmers and getting your
Yeah,
meat, your eggs, your produce from
everything.
local farmers.
Well, not even
Because
that. They
not
have
only
those new setups in the
Eggs do not
kitchen where you
belong in
can
the
use.
fridge. You should not be buying
No,
eggs
I
that
when
go
I
into
moved to
the
Canada,
fridge.
and I see that they put eggs in the refrigerator, I was like, "What are we
Yeah,
doing here?" In the
Yeah.
UK,
wild.
our eggs come in like cartons of 6, half a dozen, and we put them in the fucking
You
cupboard.
put it in a basket.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like we're
that's
like
because they wash the what is it called? Fuck, what's it called? Anyways, they wash the protective coating off of it so it looks prettier in the grocery store.
Yeah.
yeah,
But if you
no,
go and
I've
get your
never
eggs
I
from a farmer here, they're going to be dirty, but so what? They're
Yeah.
shelf stable.
no, like
Yeah.
I couldn't even believe like moving from Europe, like from the UK to Canada, and even going when I go back, like it blows my mind the shelf life of some of the food. Like you go to the supermarket there, you like the refrigerators there are so much smaller.
Yeah.
Because you go to the supermarket like every other night. You don't go and do like a week long huge ass grocery trip. Do you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
the preservatives in the meat here, like you go to the store there, you buy chicken, it lasts 24 hours, 48 hours tops. It's not
Yeah.
sitting in your fridge for 2 weeks. Like you don't have chicken that's gonna expire in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I remember like going, I'm like, when do these expire? Like I'm like, why do I have sausages that are gonna expire in a week? Like that seemed a little fishy to me because like 24 hours, 48 hours tops. Like then it's bad meat. It's not good meat anymore.
My sister-in-law in Jamaica shops daily.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
She
Well, they
shops
It's
have the
daily.
insane.
time, right? They have the time, like their work weeks are different,
Absolutely.
right? They have the time to go to the grocery store and after work and get stuff for dinner every single day. We're here, we just don't have that time.
Like we
Because
put in our
one, food is so
refrigerator, we put like
expensive, you
ice
have to work like
cream.
12, 15 hours.
Yeah, like we had to. Like every day coming home from work, you went into Tesco's, you went into Aldi's, like that was it. Like you come home, you're like, I'm gonna stop at the shop. What are you getting for dinner? This is it, right? And it was
Yeah.
like takeaway was a treat. Domino's or kebab, like that was a treat. That
Yeah.
wasn't something you just did like on the daily. Like you're just like, or like, yeah, no, like to me it's just wild. And like even drinking, like if you happen to have Pepsi, like in the UK, the amount of preservatives that are not in food compared to here,
Yeah.
vibrantly different. I'm borderline like I can't eat bread here. A lot of bread and stuff like that. It just makes me bloated and sick after eating it. But like if you're in different countries, like I find like the bread, I can eat it. I can eat the dry cured meats and stuff and not feel sick
Yeah.
after.
Quality
All
is different, right? Even the flour is different. It's grown different.
right, guys.
That was such an informative conversation.
I know. Tristan just got shut the fuck up.
No, we gotta wrap up because I only have enough streaming hours for like another couple of days. I have to save it for Wednesday.
Well, it's
Talk
been nice,
to you.
y'all. Thanks, ladies.
All right, bye ladies.
I
If you
appreciate it.
guys have POF, come find me. I'm gonna go stream on there.
Okay.
Bye.
Right.